You know, I've been kind of wondering how to do this video because I have a particular kind of criteria for what is a good move and what isn't a bad move when it comes to changing things for the Horus Heresy. So when it comes to kits, if it's being converted into plastic, usually pretty grand, because plastic is cheaper, more accessible, easier to work with, etc, etc. We've been through this before, you know the drill. And so when I saw the new plastic Contemptor Dreadnought Legion specific torsos and heads, I was like, okay, that's kind of okay. I mean, it's not great because they're not the same as the old ones. I mean, the Legion-specific ones that were on Forge World and are now gone were more interesting than these because these only have a different torso and a different head. They don't have different legs or shoulder pads or even like, I mean, what even is that? Crotch plate, whatever you want to call it. The personalization is kind of lacking in some areas on these because it is just an upgrade kit. It's just the torso and the head, and so you lose a lot of what made the Legion-specific ones just that bit more cool. The thing is, that's a sacrifice that I would have been willing to make if it weren't for the fact that these are also resin. Like, the big draw when it comes to changing the Horus Heresy stuff to plastic is that it's being changed to plastic, and therefore it just becomes more widely available and easier to get hold of. That's good. The Plastic Contemptor is good. I love the Plastic Contemptor. I still need to build the two that I have, but I do love the fact that they did that. I've already built 3 Leviathans, give me a break. So it's not like I don't like that side of things. It's the fact that this is just replacing one thing for another, except the thing it's replacing is better than the thing that it is. It's just, if it was plastic torso, plastic head, I'd be like, okay, we're losing the full body customization, which kind of sucks, but you know what, we're getting something superior in return, kind of, but we're not even getting that, we're just kind of getting less for, I assume, a bit of a price cut. The thing is, it also doesn't work out quite that simple, because if you wanted to buy, say, 2 Dreadnoughts for your Horus Heresy army, you could have bought a Plastic Contemptor and a Legion Contemptor, and because of the Plastic Contemptor having a bunch of options, you would, I think, be able to build 2 Dreadnoughts out of that, if I remember correctly, what those options are. That's good. I mean, that's excellent. That's no longer the case, because now if you buy a Plastic Contemptor and a Legion Contemptor, you get the torso and the head. So you get 1 Contemptor. Now, of course, that does kind of depend entirely on how many you want to buy, as to whether you would consider buying, like, 1 whole one and 1 body worth it, but I would suggest that if you end up getting 2 full models out of that, then, I mean, for a lot of people, that's going to make sense. And that is just no longer an option at this point. You just can't do that now, which is also kind of a shame. When the various tanks for the Horus Heresy have been replaced with plastic versions, we've not been losing anything to make room for them. It's not like the ones available on Forge World are completely different to what you get in the plastic kits. They are pretty much identical. That's not the case here, because what they've done is they've treated these as kind of more like infantry than they have treated them like vehicles. I mean, when you look at what they've done for the Marines, the kind of upgrade sets and stuff, it's still resin. So if you want to do a bunch of dumb wolf heads for your Space Wolves, that's not going to be a plastic thing, that's going to be a resin thing. And they've done the same thing here, but the problem is that means that you can compare them pretty much like for like, and what you're getting just isn't as cool as what we had before. I think of all the stuff they've done for the Horus Heresy, this is the thing that seems the most disappointing and kind of lackluster for me, because it doesn't feel like an upgrade or even a side grade. It just feels like something that's mildly inferior to what we had previously. And I don't really like the idea of looking at any reveal and going, yeah, I mean, it's not as good as what we had before, but sure. Working out how to formulate that without just sounding like a whingy sod has been kind of difficult, and I may well have completely failed, so I'd be very curious to hear what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, you know the drill. I'll see you next time.